and somewhere you're going to imagine there's going to be a lot of comfort. benjyfishy, though, could be made uncomfortable by that Yoru already. The decoy bought some space for a dash out, and that's given them a ton to work with, except the rest of the squad a little late out of the choke point. Good flash coming through, and the trades stay even. Team Heretics still in with a chance, thanks to Bo. paTiTek's already made it as well. That snake bite slowing down the squad as the spike is irretrievable, and now a big fight to be had as Shin emerges from the smoke. This is it, the hope being that those players saw the presence and moved back, but they haven't. They're still very much in position, and after the stun, damage is done. RieNs only good for 1, but 10 seconds left. They have to quicken the pace on the way through. Cosmic Divide gives a safe haven to Bo, and the nade will slow them down even further. Blast Pack to ensure that no plant can be found, and the time is already too far gone. A gorgeous round from Team Heretics as they let KC play against the clock.
Yeah, Karmine back on the other side. Yep. So if they tried to plant it there, he would have pushed them off.
And possibly into the nade. He's not baiting util.
Oh, timing's going to be everything. Showstopper is available, might not even be needed. Benji has managed to get two. Now they're going to put up those smokes, but they've got to be careful of the players in the site.
There's a lot to work with. That stun has done a bunch. RieNs is pushed out of position, but they're not there yet. Only now making it to the site with 15 seconds left. Still a trap up that they're going to walk right into. Free wall bang for Benji. He's just biding time on the site, but he falls eventually. And with RieNs out of play, there's no denying that. That plant is coming through, and instead the retake has to come on for Team Heretics. 2 versus 4. The disadvantage is palpable, and the way back through isn't easy. At least a Viper wall to block an angle, but paTiTek now down to 30 HP. It's going to be Bo that has to do the heavy lifting, and they have no idea where these other players are. Everything to work with for KC. It's still losable.
Yeah, they've got to be careful not to overextend, but with 2 players in the close cubby, you have to think there isn't much of a chance. Magnum even just looking to support. Takes a lot of damage, but Bo needs to get a move on. Doesn't really have much time left on the clock to play with. Needs to get on this almost immediately, and Magnum's just going to go running.
Get that. A lot of presence towards A, and it's going to be Yoru running it through. Marteen in another dimension, trying to find some players, and he's seen the site is fully clear. Heretics were aware that this was exactly what KC were working with, that they'd probably have a bombardment of util and firepower coming their way. So instead they avoid any sort of combat in that early fight. I love this setup now for the retake.
Timing's going to be everything.
Well, he's got him, surely.
It's actually going to be facing the other way, but it doesn't matter. Shin was looking for that, still loses the battle. The same can be said for tomaszy. He's now watching, and he will win that from above. N4RRATE even going to pop his ult. There's a chance for a lot of damage, but he gets absolutely nothing for it. It doesn't matter with the spray down, but RieNs has found 2, make that 3. Now tomaszy outside the site. They already knew where he is, but he's been revealed, and he can't do anything.
Team Heretics, that's a ton of control. They're stacked up on B as well with benjyfishy, both traps being there, so that side of the map is secure. It's MiniBoo that has to do a lot of work. And despite being tagged so low, decayed down, he's still able to get 2, but N4RRATE, well, he doubles up on it, takes that 3rd kill, and puts KC miles in the lead with a plant down and plenty of time for the post plants.
Yeah, financially things aren't in a great spot for Heretics either. A lot of damage taken in the last round, so whether they go for this or not is really up to them. tomaszy weighing on the close angle. The nade is going to put them in such an awkward spot. Now Benji left, 82 HP, 3 players to find, and not a lot of time to do it. Would need to hit something pretty quickly. Does manage the first, but the other 2 players are wrapping round behind him together. He's actually pretty
close on the other side. It's MiniBoo inside the smoke, down on A, and he's got a showstopper to work with. They need to be very careful that that doesn't find its mark.
He's also the one with the rifle. So normally you'd see maybe him with a shotgun or something. Willing to take that risk, but he has been very good so far. Clearly having the faith that he might be the one to turn this round, and potentially just setting him up with whatever utility they have. Close corner cleared by the nade, and they're now going to have players walking into the trip. A lot of information to be had, but again, I think that's the 2nd round in a row. Magnum has managed to catch one of them in that window with the C's, so they can't risk it.
All the spikes planted now for sure. KC seem to have a great spot to play from. A lot of information. They can push up ramp towards heaven. Nobody was spotted. RieNs is taking that space. He's ahead of the flash, and so is MiniBoo. A quick double, and that's going to get the showstopper out of him. Damage done at least. Blast Pack to push him out of position, and MiniBoo follows up. RieNs with another. It's flawless so far, and it might end that way. Magnum with his best attempt, and it was looking shaky. He got there in the end, but the upgrade's just to a pistol. He's stunned up, and he hasn't got time to gun up. That defuse already through B. This one might actually be able to catch something. You've already seen marteen go past it, and his teammates need to be wary on the way through. They've broken already. They'll cross the site, and there's no punishment. Team Heretics, it looks set to be a pretty hard retake for this squad. And with the showstopper still cocked and ready to go from n4RRATE, this could be tough to get anything done, let alone this flank from Shin that, I mean, just a disgusting lurk. He's still able to have impact, of course, with those stars.
They've broken the trip at the back. Nade going through, showstopper still available. It can be popped at any moment, and to be honest, it's going to be used right now. Boo. What? MiniBoo! Absurd couple of headshots, and they know where the last man was. He was wrapping through from behind. He still has a grab well, and it is going to stop that defusal. Not to half yet either, so they have no idea where he's coming from. Shim just looking to wrap back around if he can kill the guy to defuse.
He's still positive, but not quite as positive as MiniBoo. Spray down from RieNs. Decent chance when they're in this choke point. That reveals on. Of course, it's only going to be a decoy on its way through. There's the real one, and they shot the wrong one. Unlucky for Benji and for MiniBoo. RieNs caught with ult in hand, and this round, the last of the half, may just be KC's, short of some absolutely insane heroics from Boo and paTiTek that I'm feeling confident might come through.
You never know at this stage. They've been able to pull off so many ridiculous rounds. paTiTek had a great game, but not this time out. Case.
Well,
that's what I heard you did in Alliance, so that's just what I was asking.
Me and Enzo have never been closer. Team Heretics looking for their double digits to be found, and they've got an A site wide open. The poison orb up top, well, it's not there anymore, but luckily no one's peeking, so plant will be found for free. And the retake for KC. Now, having used up all of that utility early on, they don't have a ton to clear these angles. Instead, have to rely on individual prowess, on winning aim duels. MiniBoo goes down after one. That's a good sign. Benji still lurking around, and they've got a decent idea where he is, as well as Boo still being so far away, they cannot even deal with the first man. And looking to make their way through to this A site. Heaven is theirs for free. Aftershock is down. It's going to force him towards the site. We saw this from KC. A reactive flash, though. It's not quite worked. They've not been able to connect the shots in the back of the util. Nice play, though. n4RRATE slows them. Nade in. It's a little late, but it might just get some damage. Maybe even the kill on Boo. No, he's out. 40 HP still. Benji holding strong. 3 quick kills. And another nail seems hammered. As expected for sure. Team Heretics now on their way through already, avoiding the damage. The flashes were good, but tomaszy not spotted in the corner. n4RRATE able to get a lot done before falling, and now MiniBoo got a lot of ground to recover. He won't make it out alive, and with 11 HP left, a godlike clutch from paTiTek needs to come through. Even the decoy to start off. He's not falling for it. He knows you're not running through a snake bite like that. Not even vulnerable. And with him not shooting it, maybe they don't check this corner. That's his best chance. Great shot from paTiTek. One more needed. Have 2 ult dump rounds before this closes, and well, good luck to you winning even one of those. MiniBoo, the first to start, punishing Shin for the betrayal in the previous. Now n4RRATE falls. The better raise stands strong. The rocket up close. It looks like a shotgun in his hands, and it's deadly with 3 kills already. It looks like MiniBoo's just booked them. A 1-0 start to the series. Marteen's got a flash in hand. Good night, sunshine. tomaszy, the last man standing. 1 versus 4. The world against him. Let's see if he can stand strong. I'm not feeling it with that Bulldog with the full HP on everybody other than MiniBoo. And from what we've seen, he certainly doesn't need it. Just delaying the inevitable. It's been a tough game for KC. And I'm sure the rest of the squad already thinking about their setups on Lotus and how they're going to play out.
My ultimate is ready.
The youngster at least able to find one. But just look at the setup. He's got a peek in. He knew. Make their way through. RieNs already going to be able to find one, but it is just traded. Spike unable to make its way to the site because they haven't yet cleared it. But with a lurk, I was going to say a lurk going to be, maybe they head that way. Then go wherever they want now, Mitch. They've slaughtered everybody except paTiTek.
Yeah, and paTiTek's a little late to the party, right? He's coming around just as most of the squad have left. As those steps are heard towards B, he turns his back to what we saw on the previous map from Heretics.
Ooh, okay. marteen straight through to give that fight versus Boo, and wow, that's almost too easy for him. The thing is, it's one of those scenarios where he's almost faking things out on the other side of the map, holding a couple of players there as they look to run him. paTiTek is waiting, but he doesn't win that fight, and it almost falls onto benjy, but he just isn't missing today. Again, the headshot's being connected, and Shin left in.
For Heretics, though, this is the sign of
for Heretics, taking that A control away. It's a fast-paced take. Two players with a lot of utility available, ready and waiting to try and slow them down, and benjy has done well on the start. Oh, okay. Shin from above has taken down the entire C defense.
An excellent shrouded step. I think on the back of his own paranoia being thrown through, those players couldn't see a damn thing, and he capitalizes on that going up top, even avoiding. Oh, nice spam! He avoided that orb that was in play. This time, the Viper orb, well, it doesn't block as much vision. It blocks vision, don't get me wrong. Doesn't block the bullets. That's the real problem. marteen up close. He might have a chance to punish. It's huge! marteen's decimated this squad. Heretics now fighting from behind despite 9 and 1 HP, respectively, for tomaszy and marteen. This round is somehow not only winnable, it seems
getting
to
the
be
information off the Gecko utility of where they're going.
3 players from Heretics waiting, snakebite down, and marteen not finding anything with the showstopper. It's looking a little bit worse for wear on the side of KC, but they've made it past the Viper util without going down. They push the players off the site. They've grabbed space for a plant. RieNs firing from the low ground, and tomashy's quick to punish. That is a big blow to the defensive retake. Although a head has been spotted, benjy's ready, and so is MiniBoo. That's the ult online for benjy. The turret down to cover, and their back is already secure with Boo's position. This is a very tough position for KC. They've got a corner they can potentially hide away in, but it looks like Heretics are ready for it. Narrate ahead, though. 1 second on the clock before he's detained, but he's bought enough time, perhaps, for Shin to clutch this out. benjy's just now retrieved a rifle, and the clock is still ticking away. He needs to find Shin, and he needs to find him soon, tapping to try and draw him out into the open. But Shin is patient. He doesn't think it's being... Oh! See now, KC, attack side, grabbing the orbs and baiting out a lot of utility here. Heretics with the nuclear response, attempting to retake the control. They managed it for now. That got a little bit risky in the end. MiniBoo barely alive.
Yeah, he used his stuns as well. He wanted to try and get out there and fight, but it was a counter paranoia. I think Shin used that just to make sure, okay, you've got a plan to...
They've already given away the approach. 2 players spotted for the side of Heretics, at least just on the mini-map. They know these guys are close. They'll confirm that there's still players looking to move towards this A site. The rotations, though, 2 players. They now know on KC that they've seen a Gecko. They've seen a Killjoy. So they shift it up, move into B, find a safe place to plant.
10 seconds left.
Hopefully avoid that clock running it all the way down. But they've lost tomaszy in the meantime, and Shin's not far behind. This one's slipping out of their grasp as quick as can be. That snakebite didn't quite land. Narrate's able to sneak back over. Now look for the headshot angle, but he's being isolated. The player behind pushed up on A, and the next closest player is basically on the C site. Even though they've taken down MAGNUM,
they got great as well. And now it really does just come down to, okay, we don't have the ult anymore. So that was the one major thing they had in this round to make it a bit more awkward. Sure, they found a free B site, but definitely the most difficult of the sites to hold on to. You really need to take some ground, get yourself into a position to play this after plan. And right now, it's like they're in no man's land, just stuck within the site. The main savior could be marteen, though. He gets the timing right, but it's read by benjy. Perfect. He couldn't have done any better in that scenario. Just turned around.
Paranoia used right away, straight down B. I thought, where's the paranoia? He just swung in and won the fights anyways. MiniBoo's too good.
Boo's just like, and I still had a paranoia to spare.
But they couldn't get the ground.
Just got wrecked.
Oh, insult to injury using the thrash here. Good gathering tool. I thought he'd go out the smoke and back in just to see if someone was there, but I guess he just didn't want it destroyed. Just got it back online for a retake later in a much safer position. He might not need it. Great spam by Boo, just knowing the choke point and when they'd be pushing on in. And here he goes, going again. Thrash is in, and you're done. That's going to be a knife kill to close it out, surely.
Did he just
up in Shin's face. Well, look at crowd control, and that's what it's all about. Right here, they've got the space with their showstopper. Oh, that's caught a lot of players. Do they want to change direction? This could be a B hit right off the back, but they need to make a decision. Team Heretics are going to make that call for them.
Forced back. It does look like it's going to end up in a retake. Bear in mind benjy with a single kill, but I assume MAGNUM's going to be the one planting. That will be a lockdown available. Viper's Pit. They're using everything. They are literally using everything. They've used a Viper's Pit and a lockdown at the same time just because they know how quickly their opponents are going to be on them. The problem is, they still have a man disadvantage. This is still looking very good for Heretics.
Definitely an element of desperation in play. Viper's Pit going to be used for Team Heretics to fight back in, wait for that Viper to get nice and low, and then here comes the challenge. tomaszy now on 1 health. A stray bullet enough to take him down, and he's through the smoke and dropped. magnum, the last man standing up top, tries desperately to hold on, but how can he deny that defuse? There is 3 players, though, in that choke point. Body language definitely suggests they're going in. They're on their way. They're looking for a fight. The spike is miles away. Is this a fake? It is. The door open, but it's not worked. It's not even come close to working. paTiTek's still on site. Benji is right there waiting for the cross. And the scrap on the back, the wall bangs are coming through. Shin's already 1 HP. There's so much to be done for this side, but KC, a lifeline. marteen and N4RRATE are low, but it's a 3v3 post plant. Maybe this time they can find that round. 7-5, not a terrible half for them. Moving on to the defense.
Oh, they got rid of Benji. That's the lockdown gone. So no ultimates at least to deal with. Utility-wise, though, Paranoia is still available. Little Bro can get on the spike if they can get close, and on the other side of things, there's nothing in terms of utility just yet. Boo, so patient as they look to go on the run, but N4RRATE has done well again. Takes down RieNs. A real opportunity here, but time is going to be everything. A chance for even a multi-frag for Boo, and now N4RRATE's... This is where you saw that defensive round where he just slid out and shot 2 people in the head. He's going to try and do that every round.
Well, that smoke's going down towards B, allowing them to fight without the players behind helping, but, well, Team Heretics haven't left anyone behind. They're straight up in KC's face. In fact, aggression going to be attempted right afterwards with a nade in hand. MiniBoo has caught marteen, caught magnum, and benjyfishy's ripping the rest of KC to shreds. It's only tomaszy.
I wish I wasn't here.
Just because of that. MiniBoo's down right away. Hey, big kill. And N4RRATE's had some good rounds, some good shots. But each time Team Heretics have picked themselves right back up. Let's just recall a time, a simpler time for les jeunes françaises. It was 4-1 to KC. There were screams from the booth on my right. There are no longer any noises from the booth on my right. That's where the French casters are. They're nice and quiet now, waiting for the return of KC. And it might just be now. Man advantage already found. N4RRATE's got the info. He knows they're on their way, and he's got backup this time. The big guns are in play. marteen with the first. And Benji's the one to fall, but look at the HP. Oh, that's got one, right? But they've avoided it. I like it.
Well, they had the full squad there, so even if it got somebody was going to be able to defend for it. Afterplant in. Oh. Completely unable to be retrieved, even if it was available. The fact is, though, they have been struggling. marteen's so desperately low, he almost has to go in as a sacrifice. Smoke available, but no flashes. So it's just going to have to be these dry peaks and with some aggressive positions, but more so some passive ones. Boo is so far back. They're almost trying to set up what seems like maybe a bit of a one-way. Already, though, it's gone badly wrong. marteen taken out, and already paTiTek is going to fall, leaving things into this 2v2 scenario. tomashy's done amazing. 4 HP, but that time win 1 more round. It will be a huge start for an incredibly young roster. Even benjyfishy's only 19. And he's one of the older boys on the squad, one of the more experienced ones. MiniBoo, RieNs, the 18-year-olds leading the charge in towards the site. A miracle needed from KC to try and turn this one around. Have they got ults? No. Have they even got weapons? Not really. They've got a little bit of utility to spare as they try and make their way back into this site, but the other side have been pacey. They've got plenty to play with.
It's a foregone conclusion at this stage. Realistically, Team Heretics need to make mistakes to give this one away, and there's one. No, Benji still gets the kill. It's just getting away with sheer murder. The snake bite down will slow them some more, and now Decayed, they try to tap it. N4RRATE firing back. He'll do damage, but paTiTek's in there, shorty in hand.